Hello, I'm Brock. I am a pre-sales consultant at RightStar Systems. I'm here to show you what's new in Remedyforce Winter 17. This G8 became generally available last week, so I'm very excited to show you some of the cool things that are part of it. A little about me. I was BMC software for about 15 years before coming over to RightStar Systems and working with them and their customers. It's been a great shift to move over to RightStar. RightStar has been a BMC partner for 13, 14 years. Very partner, and we can implement all of BMC solutions and have process consulting as well. Gotten a lot of awards and designations over the years as well, so you know we are trusted. Remedyforce Winter 17. One of the things that got improved first, a lot around the Remedyforce console interface and how the forms work. So list here, but we're going to go see what these looks like. Okay, as we're trying to modernize the interface, bring it up a little bit cleaner, have some things for you. So what does this look like in reality? Let's go to that console. And as you can see, this is a clear console interface than the prior version. A little bit cleaner. And actually, if you wanted to, as an administrator, you can even hide the sidebar permanently. I like to leave it up there, but if you want to hide it, you absolutely can. Another thing is there's some different colors here, right? There's some incidents that are blue, some incidents that are type, and that's because you can now highlight incidents that have new activity against them. And they'll be highlighted until, as an analyst, I do something in them, the actions that head and turn to black. So try some more visual cues to people right on the console of things I want to take a look at. Another thing is for a lot, and is in this version, to do with columns. And the administrator decided what columns were available in the view. You now each of you individually to decide which columns you want to see. So I hit that three-line icon in the top right, and I see the columns that are available based on what my administrator said they would allow me to put into my console. I can only 15 of the columns, but I can pick 15 different columns than other people have. So maybe I see these last three, time in current status, total duration, and total work time. I don't care much about some of these other things. So my console view appropriately. Over Explorer, I'm logged in as Sally on a client follow-up date and open date. So she went to her column view, and she modified as well to be the fields she wanted to see. The feared about, she decided to leave over on the left. I know a lot of wanting this. It's not available, so being able to develop custom views in terms of which data you see, you can also choose which columns you want to see. That are for a lot of our customers. Another thing has to do with this, I'm there. I'll get back to my console. Highlight these, just mention that you can change the owner, you can assign to me, also have any incident, so you got a quick assignment thing. So that's some really nice changes there. When I'm working on a particular service request or incident, I'm going to go ahead and expand this for now. You know, again, a very different look and feel. The idea to have this a clean look and feel, not as heavy. I will mention, as part of the upgrade, everybody does get moved to the new console. One of the few features that doesn't allow you to choose whether to implement it or not. When you upgrade to Winter 17, you will have the new color and the new ticket look and feel. Hopefully it's a little cleaner, a little bit easier for people to use. So while you're on the ticket is over here on the right, the activity feed. I have to go down to the bottom of my ticket to see what's in my emails and my attachments. It's right over there. So all my actions are available on the right. My attachments are over on the right as well. I can even from here or add a note, send a note, do things from well, rather than having to go up to my menu, which is right to go to add a note. So having should speed things up just a little for some analysts. Is this? And that's a private note, of course. So that I see it on the right. We're hoping will make you all more effective, more efficient, make people easier to see what's going on in the ticket. Easier to see what's going on in the ticket is Smart View. This has been on before. It's just been a bit enhanced in this version. I don't know if it or not. That being on the service request, I can see the 5 tasks, and I can see task over here as well. And something you can see over on the right. change looking at. Go back to my list. I can see that I have actions and attachments here as well, so I don't actually have to be in that other view. I see them from here as well. If I have notes or anything on my tasks, I see them as over here on the right as well. If they need to work on this, I can add notes, and these are available in the Smart View. So this view's been enhanced to include actions and attachments, just like activity feed on the main record. Now, they'll make your support agents more productive, make it easier to find out what's going on with their records and their service requests and their incidents. And by the way, this activity feed and whatnot is across object types. It's not just incident. I'm just doing it on incident. Things that happened in the console, and I think I hit everything I wanted to hit. So let's back to the slideshow. Interface. We saw within the form, you can see the activities on the right. We saw customize your columns, saw Smart Views, and again, you can highlight records in the console that have new activities. Let's talk about this. A lot of have been using the product before know there was a SelfService auto that was in beta. It's no longer beta. It's upgrading. You do have the choice if you want to continue using the 2.0 interface or move to 3.0 interface. If you are new to Remedyforce, when you provide the org, you will have the 3.0 interface. Again, the new self-service portal is to make it cleaner, better feel, but just to be able to do most of the things you were able to do in the 2.0 interface. It's documented there on how the two match up. So you are using 2.0 and you're wondering about 3.0. If you go to Communities, Remedyforce, and look at the documents out there, you'll see one for new self-service interface FAQ. So that's, and we're going to look at that in a second. The other one I mentioned was Smart Practices. Smart Practices is basically a set of pre-configured data that can be brought into the orgs. Most of you have probably done on your prior orgs, especially first setting it up, to get that in there initially. The number of Smart Practices has been expanded. There are Smart Practices for facilities and human resources, and we'll take a look at how to get that as well. Let's take self-service portal. Here I am, Jackson, my favorite self-service user, and looking at that new self-service portal. So you can do some of the things in here that you weren't able to do with the beta, like being able to do approvals from here and be able to view service health. Service health was new in last summer. It was not available in the beta self-service portal before. The idea being put items out against your services, and Jackson can see when there's an outage. So they're now available in the self-service portal. There have been some minor icon changes to stand out a little bit better. So the different knowledge article types have different icons, and some down here. Around this has to do looking at things, right? So my activity feed can see the things I have looked at in the past or I've opened in the past. I can look at myself, I can look at what I've opened for others, but if I bring these up, I now see, any public notes as well. So here there's an attachment here, I see there's a note here, I see those kinds of things as well. So enhancing some of the titles that are out there. I've also added some details in when I'm going in to look at my service request. So the self has been in a bit, and this is now no longer beta. This is the one. New customers will get this moving forward. Existing customers can decide when you want to move to it. It's a very simple switch that you do configuration side to say using 2.0 or 3.0. The other mention around this is actually what's out here. As you can see, I think, if I type in facilities, you should be seeing a whole lot of facility things, service requests out here. And something else. Well, that was a bad search. But you can kind of see the how you work through the self-service interface. Let me go ahead and go. So practices, that was what I'm aiming toward. Didn't quite make it there. But the idea of Smart Practices is, again, bringing in a whole bunch of service requests. Just do better than I did. That'll out on Communities. So if I go into my Remedyforce administration, and for Smart, I'll see Report Smart Practices content. I'll see the link right there. That brings me into this particular community page. So you got HR Smart Practices and Facility Smart Practices now. It had the regular Smart Practices before. Again, these include data for things like business services, categories, templates, etc. So it's very easy to go ahead and start off with a set of facilities and set of data, as well as the initial smart practices content. If you are planning to expand Remedyforce across organization, these will get you started. So really need to get things up and going. Open up my service request definitions, and you're seeing things against the facility service and the human resources service. These are got brought in by smart practice. So if you're expanding those departments and you want to start off with a set of data, absolutely in that smart practices content and take a look at it. Of course, our reports and things, you can see what's included and decide if you want to keep them or not. Improvement on self-service. There are additional smart practice content to help you improve your self-service and get people doing more things through self-service. I'm going to take a little bit different now. As you know, we've had normalization before in the CMDB. Normalization is saying if I bring in a record, let me normalize what that record is. The type of software. I don't want some people saying Office, some people saying MS Office, some people say Microsoft Office. So this was around data normalization. It's been added in Winter 17 in beta is a reconciliation process. Reconciliation says if I import in a record and I add a record in there, don't have different records. Okay, so maybe a free tool finds a whole bunch of desktops, but I'm importing in a spreadsheet from my vendor that has desktops. I don't have 2 records for the same desktop. With reconciliation, you go ahead and make sure those records combined. Reconciliation rules, you basically have to say how identifying them. So you have reconciliation, you create the rules, and then it decides, there's rules out there, it doesn't know which to match with. So it's not ahead and match. The record out there, so I've already got a desktop record in there. Another record comes in for that desktop. It's going to go ahead and update it with that new record. The new record comes in for a desktop. It's not an existing one. It'll create a record. So this is important if you're getting data in from multiple sources to minimize duplication in your CMDB. Read up. There are qualifications around this. That's why it's in beta. So there are caveats and things out there that you can read up on the documentation site. But it's very, very cool because this is a piece that wasn't in before, and now we'll start doing some of these kinds of things. This is a Force administration. A Remedyforce or administration home. Type in affiliate in. Type it quickly. I can see my affiliation rules. And just to kind of show you how it's done. That's simple. I said they match serial number and system ID. That's going to look at. So both those things are true on a bound record compared to an existing record in the CMDB, or update the existing record with the new record. If that doesn't exist, I'll get a new record. Except for in the Remedyforce world, we've had this in other products, new content in this world, but a pretty cool one. So obviously test it out in Sandbox first, read caveats on the doc side, but that may be something that's going to be useful for some of you who have more sensitive CMDB needs or multiple discovery sources coming in. It may be that you've done discovery before out there, but you then get a file of records from a site and you want to bring in that new information, but you want to make sure that you're not creating records unnecessarily. Maybe that you're barcode scanning or something like that. So that reconciliation is part of the product now, and it's something we can all start learning and playing with. If you use it, I know it's probably not the easiest to look at links through a WebEx, but I'm going to go ahead and leave these up for a second. So there is a self-service 3.0 FAQ on communities. Just go to communities, go to Remedyforce, search the 3.0 FAQ. I'm sure you'll be able to find it pretty quickly. It has what's new. So vox.bmc.com, go to Remedyforce 20C01, look for there. It'll have the list of enhancements. There are some other things I didn't mention today. Type ahead in some other things that may be of interest to you. So go what's new document. And details on the reconciliation in that SafeForce 2017-01 documentation area, there is information on the reconciliation beta. Let's go to the doc side, Remedyforce, and search on reconciliation. You should be able to find that as well, in case you want to try and type in this long URL. Just what information is out there, and I think useful to you as you're looking at 2017. Remember, 2017 will be pushed into your organization. I believe it's happening in February or March. I don't remember the exact time frame. Sandbox is beginning of February. The production will follow after that. So you do get familiar with it ahead of time. Again, for you that are upgrading, most of the things will be delivered disabled, but the Remedyforce console will be enabled. So you definitely want to read up on that and maybe even test it in your sandbox. Today, if you want any help on moving to 2017, or if you have other Remedyforce projects that are going on that you just don't have the bandwidth to get to, please do contact us. We'd love to help you out. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you later.